Hi students, this is Liisa Roberts from Counseling Services. I'm sending you this message today because we wanted you to know that us folks over in Counseling Services are thinking of you while all of you students bravely head into new ways of online learning during these challenging times. So we put together this little video for you to give you a little bit of information about how to access some help if you need it, but also maybe some tips that would be useful for you while you're learning from home. Some of you maybe for the first time. So first thing that I thought might be helpful is if we talked about what self-regulation is. Self-regulation is kind of the ability to bring the body back to baseline or to integrate difficult things. Some of your programs, you might be learning some things that are challenging, or you might just be having a challenging time with any of the content that's coming your way. And what self-regulation does is it helps you come back to baseline. And there's things you do every day to help self-regulate that you may not be aware of that are going to be interrupted during these times where we might be self-isolating. So things like when you walk from the bus or your car, or if you bike or walk to campus, anything that keeps the body moving in what we call a bilateral way, so two sides of the body moving at the same time, helps with the calming response in the body. And so anytime you're feeling overwhelmed, some of the things you can do are to tap your legs, get up and walk. If you're able still to go for a bike ride or a walk on your own, these things are all really helpful for integrating. But some of the other things that you might do without thinking of it with your students and your colleagues in class sometimes is, something difficult happens and you might look at a classmate and make eye contact, or you might walk between your next two classes and say, wasn't that challenging? Yeah, I found that challenging too. What did you think? And I would really encourage you in between lessons, or if there's a way to do it while lessons are happening, is to actually connect with your other colleagues. So set up a chat or a phone call afterwards where you say, how was that for you? And you get that interpersonal interaction, because what we know is that interpersonal interaction and moving the body are two of the best things you can do to mitigate your stressors during this time. And especially if you live alone, you might not be having a lot of eye contact in the day. You might not be having as much movement as you normally do with fitness centers and the like being closed. And so we really want to encourage you to be intentional about creating these moments in your day where you're moving the body and where you're connecting with other humans. There are a few blessings to being at home, that you can do things to self-regulate that you wouldn't normally get to do at school. For example, pets are an awesome way to self-regulate. So if you pet an animal for a while, there's a reason we use them therapeutically, right? Is that they're calming, they're soothing. Anything that involves stretching, moving the body, walking, please stop and take these breaks and do these things. If you can get 30 minutes 3 times a week of some movement that's vigorous and makes you sweat, all the better. These are the things, of course, if your health is doing well right now, we would encourage you to be a little vigorous. If not, moderate accordingly. But anything that you're doing that's moving the body, it's clinically effective for reducing the stress level and being preventative for things like depression and mood and these sorts of things, and anxiety. So we really want to be thoughtful about this during this time specifically. My last tip that I really want to give you, that I give students all the time, even when we're not in these conditions, is find a regular routine around sleeping and waking and try and stick with it. So get up at the same time every day, get dressed, shower, do your things that you need to do to start your day so that you know your workday has started. And be also deliberate about turning your workday off, right? When we come home from school or work, many of us, we downgrade, we put on something comfy, we start to relax for the day, and we need to create those rituals that start and end our day in order to make sure that we're doing well. The last one is sleep. So your sleeping schedule, try to get to bed at the same time each day. Short-term memory, so the learning you do in your daytime in class, the only way it can land into long-term memory is good sleep. So you're going to do a much better job of integrating these things that you're learning in the day if you get good sleep at night. So please try and get good sleep. If you're doing all these things, self-regulating, moving your body, getting your sleep, and you're still finding that you're struggling, which is a normal human experience, we know that's true, and you want a little bit of help, I want to remind you how to access the services at Camosun, because we are still here for you during these times of social isolation. In the counseling department, we have moved to completely phone counseling, including our reception. So the best way to get us is to call our counseling number, which is 250-370-3571. That's going to go through to our reception staff who are still working from 9 to 4 every day, and they can connect you with the counselor who can do a phone appointment with you right from home. And the counselors are at home too. So we're doing our good job of practicing good social isolation, but we hope that we can still give you some support from home. I want to remind Indigenous students and international students that in the counseling area, we have counselors who are specifically designated for working with you. So please feel free to alert our reception staff if you are a student in one of those two groups when you call, and then we can make sure to get you to the right person. A few other options for you as students to remember. One is the Office of Student Support. So if you need help from the Office of Student Support, who helps deal with a lot of, and I'm going to do my best to describe their work, non-academic misconduct or support around sexualized violence issues, anything that involves interactions with another person that you're struggling with. Jenny and Stephanie in the Office of Student Support are available still. They're working also during social isolation. And CAL, the Center for Accessible Learning, I know their team's working really hard and they're still available. Either if you've been a student who's received accommodations in the past, or if you think you might need some now that we're in this environment, absolutely, the folks in CAL are there to help you as well. Two other options that are awesome resources for students that are 24 hours a day. One is the Youth Space chat line. So it's just youthspace.ca. And you can text and get support for mental health or any other resources you need in town. And the Need Crisis line, which is a go-to for all of us, is 24 hours a day. And their number is 1-888-494-3888. If there's any changes to what we're doing in the way of student services during this time, please feel free to check the COVID FAQs on the main Camosun website. That's what's being the most kept up to date during this time. We are really wishing you all the best. We're cheering you on, and we're here to support you if you need it. So good luck, students, and maybe I'll meet some of you soon. Bye.